Forget the knee-high, mischievous goblins of folklore. In the whispering realm beyond the veil, goblins are a different breed entirely. Here's a tale of one such encounter. Anya, a seasoned astral traveler, found herself amidst gnarled, twisted trees with bark that seemed to writhe. The air hummed with a discordant melody, like nails scraping a chalkboard. As she ventured deeper, a guttural cackle echoed through the woods. A hunched figure emerged from the shadows, a goblin, yes, but towering, its skin a sickly gray, and eyes that glowed like embers. This wasn't a creature of trinkets and pranks. This was a predator. Anya, despite her experience, felt a primal fear grip her. The goblin didn't speak, just let out another chilling laugh, revealing rows of needle-like teeth. It lunged, a grotesque parody of human movement, its claws scraping against the bark as it closed in. Anya barely dodged, the stench of decay washing over her. This wasn't a physical fight. Anya couldn't overpower this monstrosity. She remembered a forgotten lore: these creatures fed on fear. Panic would be her undoing. Taking a deep breath, Anya focused. Fear morphed into a steely resolve. She wouldn't give it the satisfaction. She raised her hand, not in defense, but in a gesture of greeting, a universal symbol of peace across dimensions. The goblin faltered, confused. It had never encountered such a response. In that sliver of hesitation, Anya seized her chance. With a mental push, she forced an image into the goblin's mind, a memory of warmth, of sunlight, of laughter. A flicker of something alien crossed the creature's face, recognition, perhaps, of something it had long forgotten. The moment passed. The goblin roared in frustration, the discordant melody reaching a crescendo. But the attack faltered. It turned and retreated back into the shadows, leaving Anya trembling but alive. The true horror wasn't the monstrous form, but the chilling realization: these creatures were once something else, twisted by the darkness of this realm. Anya had glimpsed a flicker of lost humanity, a chilling reminder of what lurks beyond the veil. In the forgotten corners of the Fey realm, where moonlight takes on an unnatural green hue, goblins aren't the bumbling tricksters of stories. Here, they're the living echoes of a forgotten sin. Old Seamus, a weathered peat farmer, swore he saw one near the Hag's Bog. A twisted creature, no taller than a child but hunched and skeletal. Its skin, the color of old parchment, stretched taut over malformed bones. But the worst part was its eyes, two bottomless pits that reflected not malice, but a bottomless, soul-crushing despair. Seamus dismissed it as a trick of the marsh gas, until his prize cow, Daisy, vanished overnight. No footprints, no struggle, just an empty stall and an unearthly silence hanging heavy in the air. Days turned into weeks. The villagers, fueled by Seamus' unnerving tale, grew paranoid. Every rustle in the wind, every creak of the old oak, sent shivers down their spines. Then, little Fiona, known for her wanderlust, disappeared. Search parties found nothing but a single, mangled Daisy by the bog's murky edge. Grief and terror choked the village. Seamus, guilt gnawing at him, ventured out alone, a lantern his only companion. As he neared the bog, the air grew thick and oppressive. A guttural whimper echoed from the darkness. He found a hidden cave entrance, reeking of decay. Hesitantly, he ventured in. The air shimmered, revealing a horrifying tableau. Fiona, pale and skeletal, lay captive in a crude cage. Around her, dozens of goblins, twisted parodies of children, huddled together, their eyes reflecting the same chilling despair. An old woman, her face contorted with a cruel parody of a smile, cackled from the shadows. A twisted fey crone, rumored to have bartered away her humanity for power. These goblins, she revealed, were once village children she stole, their innocence and joy twisted into grotesque reflections by her dark magic. Seamus, fueled by a righteous fury, lunged. But the crone raised a gnarled hand, and the cave pulsed with unnatural energy. Seamus felt his own life force draining away, a horrific echo of Fiona's plight. Just as darkness threatened to claim him, a sound pierced the fetid air, a single, defiant moo. Daisy, his prized cow, stood at the cave entrance, bathed in an otherworldly glow. The stolen life force flowed back into Seamus, invigorating him. The crone shrieked, her power faltering against this unexpected defiance. The cave walls crumbled, and the fetid magic dissipated. The goblins, free from her influence, collapsed, whimpering. Fiona stumbled out, weak but alive. The fey crone vanished, leaving behind only an unsettling silence. The true horror wasn't the goblins themselves, but the chilling reminder, innocence, once stolen, can twist into something far more monstrous. In the blighted expanse of the Shadow Marches, goblins weren't the comical nuisances of legend. Here, they were living nightmares, warped by the ever-present hunger of the void that gnawed at the edges of reality. Ilara, a seasoned monster hunter, stalked through a blasted wasteland of obsidian rock and petrified trees. The air crackled with a cold, alien energy that made her skin crawl. A guttural growl tore the silence, and a hulking figure emerged from the shadows. A goblin, yes, but grotesquely inflated, its skin stretched taut over pulsating muscles. Its eyes, once mischievous, now burned with an insatiable hunger, reflecting the endless void it called home. Ilara knew fear wouldn't save her. It would only fuel the beast. She raised her silver-forged spear, its holy enchantments shimmering faintly. The goblin screeched, a sound that seemed to tear at the fabric of reality, and charged. Ilara dodged its lunging attack, the stench of carrion and the void clinging to her senses. This wasn't a battle of strength, these creatures weren't driven by malice, but by a primal, all-consuming hunger. They yearned to devour everything, to feed the endless maw of the void. Every blow Ilara landed seemed to momentarily sate it, only for the hunger to surge back with renewed ferocity. Desperate, Ilara remembered a forgotten legend, a whisper of a creature even the void feared. With a deep breath, she focused her spirit, projecting a vision into the goblin's mind. Not of warmth or light, but of oblivion itself, an endless, chilling nothingness devoid of even the void's hunger. The goblin faltered, its eyes flickering with a flicker of terror, the first emotion Ilara had witnessed in the creature. It recoiled, its hunger momentarily overshadowed by the presented horror. The respite was brief. The void pulsed, its corrupting influence washing over the goblin. With a renewed, desperate hunger, it lunged. But Ilara was ready. She thrust her spear, its enchanted tip piercing the creature's heart. Light erupted, momentarily pushing back the void's influence. The goblin screeched, a sound that echoed with a primal fear, before dissolving into nothingness. Ilara stood panting, the silence thick with an unsettling emptiness. The true horror wasn't the monstrous form, but the chilling realization, these creatures were once vibrant beings, their life force siphoned away by the void, leaving behind a husk fueled by an insatiable hunger. Worse, the void itself seemed to grow stronger with each kill. Ilara knew this was a battle she couldn't win alone. The shadows continued to writhe, hinting at the endless horde lurking within. The real fight, it seemed, had just begun.